Alright, so this is a suggestion via Patreon. The name of the video is The Place Where Octopuses End Their Lives. This is coming from the channel What Up. But alright, let's get it. We'll jump into this immediately.
This is the Octopus Garden, the biggest known aggregation of octopuses on the planet. Here, thousands of creatures have come together in one spot, about 2 miles below the ocean surface. The garden stretches along the coast of Central California, but despite the name, humans didn't create this place. It's all natural. Researchers first stumbled upon thousands of octopuses nesting on the deep ocean floor in 2018, shocking people worldwide. It took researchers several years to thoroughly investigate, but they finally pieced it all together, and they had a lot to figure out.
We are top.
Just a gentle reminder to hit the like button if you haven't. Just click it, and the octopuses in this garden were in really weird positions. They were upside down with their limbs twisted and wrapped around their bodies. It's like someone turned them inside out. Scientists have documented 5,718 octopuses covering an area of 6 acres at the heart of Octopus Garden. According to the team's estimates, the total population in the 820-acre garden could easily exceed 20,000 octopuses. Turns out that these deep-sea octopuses of the Octopus robustus species migrate to the garden for mating and nesting purposes. In other words, they only come here to continue their lineage. They don't do anything else. It all starts when both...
But bro, do they all go there? I mean, based off the numbers, it would dictate that all of the octopus that are from the surrounding area just go specifically here as some type of mating ground. But the title says the place where octopuses end their lives. Are they actually ending their lives, or are they recreating more?
Both male and female octopuses arrive at the garden. Females are on the lookout for a warm spot to lay their clutch of around 60 elongated sausage-shaped eggs. While brooding, mothers cover the eggs with their bodies, protecting them from predators getting too close. That's why females contort themselves in such a peculiar way. It's a defensive posture. Throughout the incubation period, females sustain themselves using reserves from their own tissues while also tending to the developing eggs.
They eat themselves?
It's worth noting that the garden discovered in California is the largest gathering of octopuses ever found by scientists. So basically, there are other gardens like that, which they also call nurseries because octopuses breed there. Another nursery was discovered not far from the coast of Costa Rica. However, the discovery in California still amazed scientists. Firstly, because of the sheer number of octopuses, and secondly, these creatures are typically solitary, preferring cool water. Everything scientists saw didn't quite match up with the information already known. These octopuses were sitting on a hydrothermal vent. The heat from the vent helps eggs develop faster. It's simple. The colder the water, the slower the embryos develop. Researchers studying the garden expected octopus eggs to hatch in about 5 to 8 years at freezing point, or possibly later. Surprisingly, the baby octopuses emerged in less than 2 years instead. The warmth from thermal vents boosted the metabolism of both the mother octopuses and their offspring, reducing the incubation time.
Yeah, that was my main thing. I was like, bro, why are they here? To my knowledge, they didn't really just go chasing after cold water. But obviously, if they're looking to reproduce and actually have a clutch of eggs, as he said here, guys, I guess the geothermal vent would probably be the smartest thing in the world. And again, I do think that octopus, most likely, are aliens.
Regular 5 to 8 years carry too many risks for offspring.
I think so.
Turning from an egg to an
I mean, bro, they're older than the dinosaurs, guys. They are. They were like the first thing here. It almost leads me to believe that Earth, in fact, was created for octopus. All right. Oldest fossil found was in Montana. And what was it of? An octopus.
Octopus is no easy feat. Large gatherings of octopuses like the garden attract predators. Living alongside nesting females is a diverse community of invertebrates that certainly welcome unhatched eggs and vulnerable hatchlings, especially since there isn't much food at great depths. There's also the risk of injuries and infections lurking around. Basically, it's tough being small at the bottom of the sea. A mother octopus only has a limited amount of time to protect her eggs because her own body's resources are running low. The longer it takes for the octopuses to hatch, the higher the chance that the mother won't make it. The shorter the incubation period, the better the chances for the offspring to survive, and the more time the mother has to protect them. So picking up the pace seems like a smart move. Just so you know, based on different information, natural incubation without any heating can actually take anywhere from 5 to 10 years or even more. So the fact that the garden's offspring pulled it off in 2 years means they did it 5 times faster. It's sort of like if human pregnancy only lasted less than 2 months instead of 9.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
crazy.
something like this will be possible someday. Someone might wonder, how did scientists
You know what? Yeah. Make all pregnancies 2 to 3 months. That works.
dive
That's like less hormones, right? That's so much less terribleness coming from the other side, right?
so deep into the ocean and
Absolutely.
study it for so long? Do they have their
Certainly.
own version of Steve?
Steve.
Well, it's all thanks to modern tech. Researchers set up a camera at the bottom, snapping pics and telling octopuses apart by their scars and quirks. Turns out
Okay.
all the octopuses in the garden were adult males and females ready to reproduce.
Are they bioluminescent?
Their numbers were growing, but there were no youngsters or teens around until the offspring hatched. Okay, let's figure out why the temperature is higher in the garden, causing the octopus babies to grow faster. Just to remind you, it's located about 2 miles beneath the ocean's surface,
Yeah, it should be
on a little
cold.
hill close to the foot of the underwater Davidson Mountain.
But it's
and it's
not.
this mountain that's the key factor because it's a dormant underwater volcano. The water around here is a chilly 35 degrees Fahrenheit, which is quite cold. But in the Octopus Garden, it's a different story. The water heats up to a toasty 52 degrees. When scientists first found the Octopus Garden, they saw something they called shimmering water. This happens when warm and cool waters mix, suggesting undiscovered thermal springs nearby. Further research conducted by scientists has confirmed that octopus nests are located in crevices bathed by hydrothermal vents. In other words, female octopuses have chosen the warmest spots for incubating their eggs. How do hydrothermal vents work in general? It's simple. Water seeping beneath the ocean floor takes heat from the Earth's mantle, then comes out through volcanic rocks like Davidson Volcano. Unlike hydrothermal vents, which form on the crests of ridges and shoot out streams of hot water, making them easy to spot, these thermal springs are truly mysterious. They release warm water that dissipates just a few feet above the seafloor, making them very difficult to locate. They can only be found thanks to that faint shimmering. Those octopuses in the garden hit the jackpot with the temperature being perfect. Down below, there are some seriously hot springs. If a female octopus were to lay her eggs there, they'd cook in a flash, like hard-boiled egg quick, if one can say so. At the same time, cold water's like putting the brakes on for octopuses, no matter how old they are. Octopuses are ectotherms, i.e. cold-blooded
Ectotherm.
creatures, so deep sea temperatures slow down their metabolism, which basically means the chemical reactions happening inside their cells. Simply put, it's how their bodies get energy from the environment to grow, develop, and reproduce. So all the important stuff needs that energy. Faster metabolism means more energy for the body. For octopuses, this surplus energy from warmth is used for nurturing their eggs. And the greater the energy, the faster baby octopuses emerge. However, everything has its limits. You can't crank up the temperature even higher and expect octopuses to speed up so much that they hatch in just a week and become adults right away.
Okay, so they're basically chasing this area because that 52 degrees is such a good number, right? But any higher, they'd basically cook. All right, I get it.
According to research conducted on the Octopus maya species, if the water temperature exceeds 80 degrees Fahrenheit, female octopuses stop laying eggs altogether. And if
Okay.
they've already laid some, those eggs die within a few days. Like most other cephalopods, the octopuses in the garden die after mating. The males die immediately while the
What happened?
cephalopods, the octopuses in the garden, die after mating. The males die immediately while the females die after hatching their offspring. Having so many dead animals
Oh my God. The place where octopuses end their lives. So nothing in me said that that was even a thing. Keep this in mind, guys. I'm absolutely ignorant when it comes to animals, all right? All types of them, sea creatures, it doesn't matter, right? But here's the thing. Why would you mate? Why would you mate? I mean, octopuses and squids and these things are excessively intelligent. They know that they're going to meet their demise once they do any type of copulation, so why even copulate? Do they think exclusively just for the benefit of the species, guys? I don't think deep thought like that exists. It may just be different, right, than our concept of deep thought, right? But there has, what is driving them to just exclusively end their lives by copulating? I don't know, guys. It's rough.
Males die immediately while the females die after hatching their offspring. Having so many dead animals in one place is like a feast for scavengers, or more like a buffet. They'll always have food no matter what happens.
Buffet.
It's not like some females, for example, get lucky and survive one breeding cycle, then decide to go for another. During the entire incubation period, which by the way lasts a full 2 years, females don't hunt at all. They simply don't eat and depend entirely on what they've already stockpiled before reaching their maternal phase. In the meantime, invertebrates await the end of their incubation. In this video, for instance, you can see a sea anemone devouring a dead octopus. The waiting paid off. The self-destruction of female octopuses, regardless of their species or habitat, is a topic that fascinates scientists greatly. While many animal species die after reproducing, the behavior of octopus mothers stands out for its disturbing nature. Not only do they stop eating, but some actively seek to end their own lives using any means possible. Once they've fulfilled their reproductive duties, these females may bash themselves against rocks, tear at their own skin, and even consume fragments of their own tentacles. It looks like utter madness.
What?
Researchers have now found chemicals
What?
that seem to regulate this behavior. After an octopus lays its eggs, there are changes in its body. The production of steroid hormones increases, and then there's a biochemical shift that seals its fate. But that's a topic for another video.
No,
Let's head back to the garden. A time
Bro, I'm too intrigued now. Please, suggest something in the comments that will further explain whatever he just said. All right? Because that right there doesn't make any sense. You become self-destructive if you actually survive the birth of your offspring? What is that about, bro?
time-lapse camera captured how nesting females push away octopus carcasses to keep scavengers from getting too close to their eggs. Despite having enough food already, scavengers are always on the hunt for more, especially in the depths of the sea where food is scarce. Big scavengers like giant grenadiers, a cusk eel, whelks, and sea anemones feast on octopus remains. They must feel pretty happy down there, as the garden offers 72% more food for scavengers compared to the surrounding waters. These scavengers, fish, shrimp, sea stars, and snails build a thriving ecosystem sustained by deceased octopuses. Meanwhile, in similar rocky underwater areas, the animal population is less varied and less dense. As the hatchlings emerge, they head off to survive and grow up elsewhere. The mother dies, eaten by scavengers, and a new female promptly takes her place. Remember, they pick crevices for nests, cozy and warm spots, but there's only so many. Plus, as smart as octopuses are, they're unlikely to worry over who died in that spot. Nature is cruel. It has one goal: to ensure offspring come into the world, and everything else doesn't matter. A new cycle begins. Until recently, scientists thought that groups of octopuses were something unusual, like a rare find, almost an exception to the rules. But nowadays, octopus gardens are popping up more and more often, and they're not always clustered together. It seems like this phenomenon is more common than we thought. As of today, researchers have identified 5 deep-sea octopus nurseries, 2 off the coast of Central California, 2 off the coast of Costa Rica, and 1 near Vancouver Island in Canada. The first nursery was discovered in Costa Rica in 2013. The cluster of more than 100 octopuses was in a hydrothermal spring located about 100 miles off the Pacific coast of Costa Rica.
All right, so basically what I'm getting from this is that if you actually want to find more, just look for a lot of these geothermal vents, and we'll most likely find a couple more of these gardens.
At a depth of 10,000 feet. These octopuses also incubated eggs, but not a single clutch survived. The second discovered octopus nursery was the one near Davidson Mountain,
Too hot,
the
probably?
one we mentioned in our video. Then in 2019, another one was discovered not far from Sada. When we say not too far, we mean about 10 miles away, which is quite a journey for octopuses. Just recently, in 2023, scientists discovered a new nursery in Costa Rica, followed by another one in Canada. Let's take a closer look at the most recent nursery. It all began with methane bubbles bubbling up from the ocean floor, bursting through. This creates carbonate rocks, which later become homes for animals. Despite the cold, these places
Like natural reefs.
creates carbonate rocks, which later become homes for animals. Despite the cold, these places are where Granellodon pacifica octopuses have chosen to raise their young. It just so happens that this deep-sea creature holds the record for the longest incubation period. The female takes care of her nest for 4.5 years. Perhaps other animals from our video would have broken this record if not for the dormant volcano that warmed them up. One of the most intriguing mysteries for scientists is how octopuses manage to find their nurseries. They might stumble upon a future nursery by accident and decide it's a great place, or they might discover it, remember their location, and then return when it's time to reproduce.
Again, guys, the octopus are extremely intelligent. It makes all the sense in the world that that's one of the reasons, sure, but most likely they can feel the shifts in the temperature of the water, right? So as things are getting warmer and more comfortable and more, I guess, like uncomfortable for them, being that they're cold-blooded and like being in cold environments, etc., right? That subtle shift in temperature, come on, bro. That's why they're going there. That's why they remember it. That's it.
Or they might discover it, remember their location, and then return when it's time to reproduce. It remains a mystery how far octopuses migrate to nesting sites and whether they return to their birthplace like salmon. Octopuses have a keen sense of smell, allowing them to track the scent of many of their deceased relatives, even if they've been eaten by some anemones. It seems like these places definitely need protection. And sure thing, Davidson Seamount and its Octopus Garden are being protected as part of the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Climate change, fishing, and mining pose threats to deep-sea areas. Protecting the unique environment where deep-sea animals gather to feed or reproduce is critical. Yet effective protection requires a careful study of the garden. Scientists are currently on it because, despite prior research efforts, many intriguing aspects remain unexplored. Today, within the boundaries of the wildlife reserve, it's prohibited to search for or extract oil, gas, or any other valuable minerals. Also, drilling, any kind of digging, and constructing buildings are not allowed. If a ship accidentally runs aground in this area, it cannot be abandoned. Anchoring the ship and leaving it unattended is not allowed, and neither is leaving any harmful substances on board. Disposing of substances is also prohibited, as well as interacting with local species, introducing non-native ones, attracting great white sharks, using motorboats, and even flying too low over the water. This list isn't nearly complete. It might be best to avoid that area altogether to prevent
Bro, just don't even go there.
Accidentally breaking any rules, because they take monitoring all the rules in the reserve really seriously. They patrol by land, air, and sea. They use small boats and big patrol ships to protect the area, and the rangers keep a close eye on literally everything. Most individual violations usually occur in small areas and happen within a short period. However, some types of violations happen frequently throughout the reserve, like the hunting of marine mammals or birds. Punishments fail to stop people. Breaking the rules in the reserve can lead to civil penalties of up to $140,000 per day. Besides fines, those can lead to civil penalties of up to
Bro, don't even go there. It's not even worth it.
$40,000 per day. Besides fines, those who break the rules might have to foot the bill for cleaning up their mess and restoring the natural surroundings. Any gear involved in the violation, like boats, tools, or equipment, could get seized until the court sorts things out. When rules are broken in a wildlife reserve, it often means breaking other federal and state laws too. This can lead to fines, the possibility of having property taken away, getting arrested, and even facing criminal charges. Just so you know, interfering with law enforcement officers' investigations or activities within the reserve is also considered a criminal offense. It's amazing how scientists weren't scared to study octopuses. The power of science, right? Did you remember to hit the like button?
They got to pass.
If not, it's not too late yet.
All right, guys, this was absolutely incredibly interesting. Again, I don't know much about animals like that. So when you guys send me videos regarding, specifically species I may not know all the things in the world about, guys, I appreciate this thoroughly. I think this video was definitely delivered beautifully. And again, I would probably heavily suggest that no one ever even goes to anywhere near here, because $140,000 a day seems a little excessive. And he asked a serious question, like, what do you think? Why were the scientists not afraid to do this? Because they're scientists, and trust and believe they had all types of permits. They probably also had watchers or minders literally watching them. Right? That's why they were able to do this. But do you think that they didn't affect the local area while they were there? They did. In fact, come on. All right. Any ship that passes through here would probably affect in some manner, bro. But all right, listen. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.